Okay, cool. I think I am now live. So let me take this to the stream layout. All right, first things first. Hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you all for watching the stream. I know there's like a ton of stuff going on. John Blow is streaming gaming right now, not game development, so not a big deal. But I know there's like a ton of stuff you could be doing right now, so thank you all for tuning in. Special thanks to everyone who has, been watching out all the other streams on a regular basis. Let me know if the audio is fine or if there's anything that needs improvement. Hello, the Insane Bro. How's it going? Main GI pointed out earlier during the pre-stream that my pre-stream image is not correctly aligned. He is absolutely right. And now that I see it, it annoys me as well. Maybe I should use this image with the red lines as the pre-stream image. Just to annoy everybody. Okay, so first of all, and the other changes. So in addition to, I think I've got the audio set up now. I've made the noise gate not as aggressive. The other thing is I'm going to stop doing that thing where I go offline, kind of in between breaks. The reason I was doing that was because I thought it'd make it easier to export the videos to YouTube afterwards. But I realize I can also just do like highlight in Twitch, and then that can choose out specific segments. So then I don't need to break that because people were telling me they were having problems with the stream refreshing. Alright, so first, really exciting news today, which is that Relativity was covered by TigSource. It is today's devlog spotlight, written by Derek Yu. For those of you, if you don't know Derek Yu, you should know him because he goes by Mossmouth on Twitter. He made Spelunky, Aquaria, Indie Legend. I actually met him at GDC, during GDC, like 2 years ago. I don't think he remembers me. He was like, I saw him walking on the street. He was just outside of Moscone. And I just like, hey, I was like, hey man, I'm got this devlog on TIG forums, and I really like your work. And he was on his way to meet the people who were doing the Vita port for Spelunky. He's a really nice guy, but he was just like, yeah, I think I just kind of assaulted him in the middle of the street. But yeah. So it's kind of cool. I guess he kind of, maybe he was browsing TIG forums devlog and saw this. The Insane Bro asks, where can you find the YouTube link? Give me a second. Let me link you to the playlist. There's a game dev level design playlist. It's not updated yet. I don't think it is yesterday's videos. But that's where I will be putting all of them. So I just put the link in the chat for the Insane Bro. Yeah, and he had some really nice stuff to say. Has been conscientiously updating his TIG forums devlog for Relativity since November 2013. When the game was a much different looking prototype. An installation artist who studied physics in school, Willie takes us with him step by step through the process of developing his game, discussing everything from architecture to Unity technology to game conventions in depth, with plenty of screenshots and GIFs to boot. It's hard to ask anything more of a devlog in the game. It's hard to ask anything more of a devlog, and the game, which promises beautiful puzzle worlds that repeat infinitely in every direction, is worth checking out. So yeah, this really made my day today. I mean, this is the indie game source. So, and for those of you who want to find out about the devlog, if you just go to the website relativitygame.com, there's a link to the devlog. It's part of TIG Forums, which is the forum website for TIG Source. There's a section here, devlog. Lots of really cool stuff to check out. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of the update. Now we're going to go to the tools. So there's been a number of really great tools that kind of got pushed today. The first I want to show you is kind of the tree tool that Chris has improved on. But I want to, this is merge mesh test scene. Let's see. Okay, sure, save it. Yeah, so we got like new editor tools for the Windows. I believe it was yesterday's stream where I showed some of the problems that we were having with that, and then also some of the problems we were having with the tree tool. So now, you remember yesterday. Oh, So yesterday we had this problem where, you know, I could set the gravity direction of the trees inside the editor and it would update to reflect its color. And then that way I can kind of take a quick look at the room and then know which trees, what kind of trees I had in there, which tree was which, how many colors, how many fruit was growing on it. Oh God. Yes. Thank you, main GI, for pointing out that everything is misaligned. All of this will get fixed. This is my part of the open process, is that things are broken and I don't have a very clear decision. I don't have a very clear guideline for how I'm putting stuff in. So I think it's been fixed now. This is what Chris told me. So but I think maybe I needed to save the scene. Okay, let's do this and then let's go to another scene just to take a quick look to see if it works. So the problem was we could set it here, but then we'd load another scene and then we'd come back and it would stop working. Binary tree. What is a binary tree? Is that I think I've heard of that in the context of programming. Don't save. Alright, let's reload Gravity Game Field. Ah! What is going on? Okay, so that doesn't seem to be fixed. Wait, so it should create instances at runtime that should get applied. Let me pull this. Maybe something got written over. No, see, it should have this. So it is applied. Save scene, save project. Okay, let's load another scene. And then let's load Redux again. Let's see if this works. That's a bit annoying. So I think some of these problems are due to Chris. Yeah, he works on a Mac, and I work on a PC. So there could be problems there. Right, so when I hit update, what happens is you can see this leaf orange actually does get applied. Now, does leaf orange actually exist? Okay. All right. Well, we'll take a look at it again tomorrow. I'm not too sure. Like, I thought we had fixed it. I did notice that when the scene loads from the beginning, okay, save that. It is really weird. I'm not sure why this. So see, now we actually have the material applied. I don't understand why it resets to that. Okay, well, I guess why don't we take a look at the code and see. All right, first let me check out this folder. All right, let's set up shadow material. It's really weird that it's not saving it, because you'd think, because right now, I mean, it's applied this material through code, but I wonder if leaf orange. But like, what if I took this here and applied it, right? And now let's load another scene and come back. So this is kind of a lot of what development is like for me. Kind of there's working with weird behaviors of the engine. Because actually what we noticed when we were looking at this earlier, that when you load up the scene, at the very beginning, the materials are there. What? That is so weird. Ugh. What if I hit apply and made that? Let me see if that works. Don't save. Let's come back to Redux. Wait, I saved it, right? It's not working. That's really annoying. All right, we'll continue our series of notes for Chris. Yep, not working. Very weird. Notes for Chris. Tree material still not working. Is pink when reloading scene. Notes for Chris, 2015-07-08. All right, let's kind of just jump in there and see if it works then. Oh, okay. Weird. All right, so I mean, it works at runtime, but I really need it to work in the editor. Maybe, if worse comes to worse, we could always, instead of just not have it go by color, just have like a little gizmo, like this, kind of floating up top on the tree, and that way it'll tell me which color it is. Because this is not, I don't need it. I mean, it is nice to be able to see it like this, but wait a minute. So I just hit play, and now they're colored correctly. All right. Save the scene, save the project. Let's jump out into another level and then jump. Every time I load another level, it seems to wipe out all the materials on the tree. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Ugh! Why is this not working? Let me just take another quick look at the code to see. I think maybe it's this. Maybe it's because it sets it to null. If application.isPlaying. Let me see. I think it has something to do with this part here. Spherical Penguin says, oh, it's okay. Jet user says, no. The Insane Bro says, I needed a bit of time to understand. Oh, were you talking about the code stuff? Jet user just fired up Entwined. Let's see if it's any good. What's Entwined? Is that a game? Spherical Penguin, I've had a similar problem as this. Your editor extension is probably calling something and start to do the materials, and that only gets executed when you run it. But isn't it weird that, because you'd think if you applied a material to something and then saved it, that would be there. So it's probably, I think you're right where it's like it's resetting. It must be this. Like set up color material. Okay, it might be this. Let me see if making these two lines null makes a difference. Okay, update, save. Just save project 2. I don't know if that's and we'll load another scene. What's weird too is Chris doesn't see this problem at his end. I think it's like maybe the way Unity handles start on Mac and Windows is slightly different. Please let this work. Oh. Okay. So it's not working. Maybe it's this line. Chat user says he made some updates to my... Oh no, main GI says he's made some updates. Ah, thank you. Yes. Yep, we'll have to come up with a new version every day. Let me see if this fixes it. Although I guess, you know, a workaround is I could always just hit run and then kind of come out. Okay, so those two lines actually. So actually, you know what? I'm not gonna touch it. Maybe something about the script. I'll ask. I'll have Chris look at it tomorrow. I guess in the meantime, what I can always do is hit play, and then Control P, go into play, and then come out, and then as long as I'm still in the scene, it's all properly colored. Not my favorite way of doing it, but it does work. Now let me see if, what if I pull in a prefab? Okay, let's see if I pull in a prefab. Okay, but then see if I pull in a prefab, I'd want to set the color of it anyway. No, we should fix it. We should fix it because I don't like the way it sort of breaks up that workflow. Oh, so this should be a blue tree. So anyway, I'll talk to Chris about that. Tell him that it's still not working. But anyway, Chris wrote this really awesome tool that I'm super excited to show off. Basically. So there are, in some places, I would have this puzzle where you come into a room. Now, the way the trees work, the boxes, they grow on the tree and you pick it off. That's pretty straightforward. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, see, every time it duplicates it, it doesn't work. So I think Spherical Penguin, what he said is right. So let me show you guys how this normally would work. Okay. So let me give you an example of the tree working. Kind of the most common setup of the tree. Okay, now let's go into play. There's also the problem with the lines unfilling at the beginning. Emission lines unfill at start. Alright, so this is how it... There's still the problem with the tree... There's still a problem with the tree material blocking the cube. Like you can see here on the cube that's closer to me, that upper right corner, I can't see it. Right? It's like it's just not being drawn. And then on the cube and the higher cube, you can see its upper right corner, it's actually being drawn as the same color as. But really, what I'm looking for, my example thing is not here right now. So neither of these are right. You should see the inside of it, but it should be a slightly different color. Okay, we'll have Chris look at that tomorrow. Cube embedded in leaf. Material not looking right. All right. Okay. Anyway, so that's a problem. So that's how this works, right? You pick up. We can just kind of pick up fruit from the tree. Oh, it also should be alpha. If box has never been picked before, it should be slightly transparent. Okay. Notes for Chris. Alright, so what happens sometimes is... Oh no, wait. If box has been picked... Sorry, it's if box has been picked once, it should grow back slightly transparent all subsequent times. Right, so then, because then you would know that it has been picked already. So this is how this tree thing works. Now, so most of the time I would just put the tree in there, and then neither of those boxes, none of the boxes on the tree will have been picked before, so you're kind of picking them for the first time. However, I do have this situation where the level will start off with the box here, and the tree will be kind of behind a piece of glass that you can't get to right away, and so you use this box to solve a puzzle, and then eventually later, after going through a bunch of rooms, you come back to this other room with the tree. Okay, and then what I want is when you pick this cube off the tree, that it actually is this cube that you were using in the other room before. Oh, does that make sense? So like some of the in some of the puzzle rooms, the cube will start off already having been picked. Now, why do I need that link? Because maybe I can just have... Why don't I just have those cubes be part of something else? Like, be part of another set of cubes, and then have you get boxes from the trees. The reason why I do that is there are situations where I don't want you to have more than 2 cubes to work with. And if I had those cubes in the room that weren't linked to a tree, then you would get like 4 cubes to work with, and that's not really what I want. I also do think it's kind of cool to always explain where everything came from. It's like these cubes didn't just come from nowhere. You know, this cube came from that tree over in the other room, and you're sort of making these connections. Hey, Red Bulbs, how's it going? Thanks for coming in again. So thanks for stopping by the stream. I was just kind of explaining how this cube, some of these new tools that we have for the cube and tree system. So what Chris wrote today is this really wonderful tool, and it's even got this like fantastic editor gizmo. So basically, what I do is, so these are the tree spawners. These are the cube spawners. I place these yellow. You need a main jet says you need a puzzle with a cube, gate, and then the tree. I do have it there. The question is, how did the cube get in the first area in the first place? Maybe someone put you in there and locked it in. You can always go around, you know, maybe there are some other ways. Or you put, you know, what you could do is you could get the cube into that. You could pick a cube off a tree, put it in the room, and then go back into that room and close the door. Red Bulb, how am I? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Red Bulbs. So these are the spawners. So I put these yellow kind of boxes on the tree where I want cubes to grow from. So now what you can do is, if I hit, you see this checkpoint on the spawner, I said drop cube on start. Now it's a spawn at position. Okay, so it now underneath this, it's generated. This is where the spawn position. So now I can say where. Oh no, so the entrance would have to be a button activator. Button open. A door you press a button to open. So now what I can do is drag this thing around, and that's where it now these cubes start off spawned, and it tells me where I placed them and which tree is linked to. So that's incredibly handy, and the line makes it really easy to follow back. So this is, you know, the player isn't going to get to see this. Although I'm wondering if maybe we could do something like that. Maybe have the lines. Maybe when you like hover over a cube, you see the line pointing at which tree it came from. But yeah, let's go in and see this. So I'll show you this tool in action. So this is super handy. I am like really big on editor tools now. So you can see this is, I believe, this cube is that one. So if I pick this, if I pick this cube off, if I pick the cube that's off the tree, if I pick it off, this cube should disappear. Oh, yes! It works. Let's... Alright, those are way too high for me to test right now. Yeah, the other thing is I eventually need to figure out like a good pathfinding formula. That is broken. That thing that's flying up. It does look very cool, but it is not intended. So I do want players to navigate, but right now it's actually too tedious, and I don't know what I can do to make like a good path while keeping this interesting look. Nice social experiment. Get stairs so you can throw the cube back in the starting room. Ah, yes. Yes, interesting. You mean a puzzle? I'm not too sure I understand the social experiment part of it. So anyway, that's a super wonderful tool. No, I didn't flip in midair. I was, there was a wall in front of me and I flipped on top of that. Or I also, maybe you're thinking about I flipped on top of a box. There always has to be a surface in front of you to flip onto. If any of you are new and tuning in for the first time and are enjoying the stream, make sure to follow. I've said this before, but it helps me know that people are enjoying the stream and watching it, and it's encouraging. So that's this really wonderful tree tool that Chris wrote. Tomorrow, Chris will be on. Hey, Brexas, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm glad that you think it's very neat. So anyway, tomorrow Chris will be on the stream. We're gonna do like a Skype chat, and we'll kind of talk to Chris about some of this. Maybe we will discuss why the tree material isn't working. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe some of you who are programmers, we can kind of do a bit of debugging with that, and we'll do some code review. So yeah, this is a really great tool. Now I'm going to jump back to the other level that we're working on, and I'm going to show some of the optimization, mesh combining, and window generator tools. I'm not sure if it could really be done without non-flippable surface though, since it's a one-way path. Are you talking about this puzzle where I had the cube in another room different than the tree? I'm not actually too sure what you mean. All surfaces are flippable. Alright, let's go check out the other room. Let's save that and look at some of the changes that David has made. So you guys remember this level that I was working on, and the way I had to do it before was I had to duplicate this object. You can see there's a bunch of game objects which have children objects, when everything's made up of boxes, and then we have these windows. So first of all, I want to show you the improvement to the window generator. For those of you who were watching yesterday, you might have remembered I wasn't actually able to make a prefab with the window that was generated with that tool. I think it was because, and I talked to David, it turned out it was because that window generator was only those assets for the window, the meshes for the window and the glass, consisting of the frame and the glass. When you use the window generator tool at that time, it only existed inside the scene, so it wasn't an actual asset kind of inside the game folder. So that meant I couldn't make a prefab with it. So basically, I had to like, basically when you made a prefab with it and dragged it in, it didn't show anything. Let me see if I still have that prefab around. Give me 1 second. Prefabs, architecture. Right, I believe it's this one. Yeah, you see, right? So you can see this glass that we have here, this window, is part of the prefab. But in the prefab that I just dragged in from the prefab folder, you can see it actually didn't save the meshes. Now the game objects are there. You see it's there, but there's nothing. You don't see anything here. So let me delete this. So I talked to David about it, and we've made improvements to it. Also, yesterday, I forget, I think it was Jet User and Ed Riofer both pointed out, like, we noticed that, oh, right, so here you can see that the window, there we had this, like, little piece sticking out. At first, I thought it was a bug with the window generator, and then Ed Riofer pointed out, actually, when I was making the image in Photoshop, I'd use the eraser to erase it, and I didn't fully erase it, so there was a slight, it actually wasn't fully white. So I'm not sure if David has implemented it yet, but we now, but I asked him to give a little bit of a buffer zone, so it doesn't have to be, so it's like, you know, that color, I think the grayscale spectrum is like 0 to 255 now. If it's between 0 and 20, it counts it as white. If it's between 230 and 255, that counts it as black. Just to give a little more room, so stuff like this doesn't happen. Alright, so main GI just showed me this image. I still have that artifact in the window, I kept it. That window's gonna get replaced anyway. Alright, main GI, can you walk us through this a bit? I'm not fully sure I understand the image. This is a box. This is or is this a door? This is a room with two boxes. Cube, then switch, then gate, then tree. Got it. So right, and this cube grows on the tree, right? You're saying this cube is linked to one of these. This is one of this cube is one of the ones growing on this tree. So if you picked this one off the tree, this cube would shrink. And so I actually wouldn't have something like this, because the experiment is if people will throw the cube back into the starting area. The starting area is this or this. The starting area is on the left side, like you would start here, right? Yeah, obviously you'd start on the left side of the room, because so the sequence of this puzzle is you pick up this box, you put it on the gate, you pick up this box, you put it on the switch, the door opens, you go through, and you can... Actually, the problem here is that as soon as you pick this cube off the tree, this one shrinks. The cube, there's no longer a cube on the switch, and then the door closes. So when you say if people will throw the cube back into the starting area, well, they can't get back into the starting area because now the gate is closed and there's no way to get back into it. The way I would actually design this is I would have the switch on the right side. Yeah, so this, because then the sequence of this is set. It's like everyone's gonna put this here and go through the door, and as soon as they pick it off the tree, the door's gonna close behind them, so they can't actually get back here. They can't get back to the left side. The way I would do it is I would put the switch on the right side, since you can always get the cube from the tree and open that door. Yeah, and there's no way of trapping the player, because this has that problem where you can trap the player if they needed to go back. Alright, so... Alright, now let's look at this window generator tool. Oh, no, I don't have non-flippable surfaces. Then it becomes too much like Portal 2, where it's just shoot at that only piece of concrete in the room. Iced coffee. So, All right, so this is the updated tool now. So it's got a number of things. So first of all, it's fixed. Oh man, I need him. Ah, okay. Notes for Chris. Notes for David. A way for me to name the window prefab that is generated instead of naming it after the level. So, several things now with this new one. Very, very, very cool. Oh, right, there's another problem. Okay, so number of changes. I'm going to try to see if I can remember all of them. So, first of all, what it does now is it automatically generates meshes that are in the asset folder. So now models, window meshes, it's actually there. So there are real meshes now, which means that it can be made into a prefab to put in somewhere else. What's even better than having those meshes generated is that David actually made it automatically. So it automatically, when I open up the window generator tool and I select my image and I click OK, it automatically generates these meshes and puts them inside this window meshes folder. Now we do need a problem. I do need to tell him that I need to rename this because otherwise I think it overwrites it. Let me see. Actually, let me try that. Where is that new window? Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. It's not named after the level. It's named after the image file, which makes way more sense. So, that, I don't need this. Yeah, it's not, it just, I got confused because the, window, the image we were using to generate the window, I named it after the level. So that's okay. That was stupid of me. So yeah, again, this generates. So not only does it generate the meshes and automatically puts them inside this window meshes folder, so that it can be made into prefab. It actually automatically makes it into a prefab and puts it in the Windows folder. So you see, it's automatically been made into a prefab. And now, because I have, so that's all. See, you can see it's prefab already. And now, because those meshes are real, when I drag it in, boom, you can see the window. Now, one thing you'll notice is that this window is a lot smaller. You see, this window is a lot smaller. Now, that is because we've changed the unit of the size unit we're using to work with the windows. Let me open up one of the older images. Okay, let's use this one. View, show grid. Okay. So the way we were doing it before was every pixel represents 0.5 units inside Unity. Because most of these frames are 0.5 units wide. And in fact, all of these frames are 0.5 units wide. Now, the problem with using 0.5 as the unit was it meant that I couldn't make anything in the middle. So you'll see this is a good example, right? Like this, the middle needs to be, I can't draw a single line in the middle. If I want to make it symmetrical, it has to be this 2 thing. So now what we've done is we've actually just made every pixel 0.25 units. And now that means that then I can pick something in the middle. You know, I can draw a frame in the middle, which is going to be really, really helpful. So that is that. Yeah, so those are the new tools that have been made. I'll show you some of the. We also got like this mesh combined stuff. It basically takes everything and it duplicates it and creates a merged mesh. Super handy, super handy. So that's pretty much it in terms of the updates for the tools. We've also started turning, kind of abstracting the classes of doors into the kind of making doors an extension of things that can be turned on. I don't know if we've done it yet. Door controller. Okay, I don't think we've done that yet. Again, I'll talk to Chris tomorrow. We'll have him on the show tomorrow night. So you guys have questions, you guys can ask him then. Main GI blue color scheme. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Visual Studio? What blue color scheme? Okay, I'm gonna just take a quick break for 5 minutes, get some water. Or I had water, I just need a quick break to stop talking for a bit, and then we are going to come back and we are going to finish up. We'll continue working on this level. I don't know, we'll finish it. Let's take a quick look. This is, I'll show you guys what it looked like. This is where we left off yesterday. So I'm going to take a quick look and we'll see if we can make improvements to this, if we can make it look even better. There's obviously lots of stuff that is not done, and I'll talk about kind of stuff I like, stuff I don't. Alright, I will be right back.